This conference will now be recorded.
And my voice is clearly audible, right?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
You can just acknowledge in chat. Okay. You just need an acknowledgement if I'm audible. Okay. So start the class. Okay, guys, I'll share the screen. Okay. So please let me know once you can see my screen. Guys, just raise your hand if you can see my screen. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. So acknowledgement will help because here heavy rains actually. Okay. So I'm using my mobile hotspots. Okay, so just acknowledge then and there. Okay, if you have any connectivity issues. So yeah, okay. Okay, let's start today's session. Okay, so today's session will be more on HTML, JavaScript, and then CSS. Okay, and from tomorrow or day after. Okay, and possibly max by Friday, we'll start to lively code using Angular. Okay, so we'll start our live coding with Angular and Node.js probably on Thursday or Friday. Okay, so yeah, before that, let's get into a small discussion of what is HTML, JavaScript, or whatever it is. Okay, so yeah. So in order to start with HTML, okay, or JavaScript, okay. So what you can do is you can just go through W3 schools, okay. And for JavaScript, I'll just put it in chat. You can maybe use it, okay. So this is the best site to get into JavaScript actually, okay. That Mozilla developer. So in order, okay. So yeah. Let's start with HTML now. Okay, to just start with HTML, what you need is you just go to W3 Schools, okay, and then you can run a simple code. Okay, so for example, so in HTML, everything are tags. Okay, everything are tags. So tags are nothing but tags are start with less than symbol and ends with greater than symbol. Okay, yeah, I just acknowledge if I'm audible. Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, thanks. We have this HTML tag. Okay, so whenever you write an HTML, it starts with HTML, a tag called HTML, and then you'll be giving some body or head or script tags or whatever it is. Okay, now if you start a tag, you need to end a tag. Okay, so ending a tag, you will be using the backslash. Okay, so the HTML tag has started here, okay, and we have something called body tag, okay, and in the body tag we have a h1 tag, okay. H1 is nothing but a heading tag, okay. So you can see the output here clearly, okay. So the H1 is the heading tag, and then we'll have a paragraph tag. So P stands for paragraph. All the tags are given here, okay. We can maybe go to this HTML tutorial, and you can see all the tags. See, say HTML paragraphs. This gives more info to us about what is a paragraph and how to write use the paragraph tag. Okay, so simple. Okay, HTML is so simple. Say we'll be starting a tag, okay, and we'll be ending a tag here. Okay, so this is a basic HTML template. Okay, and now we can just go through what are the HTML tags or attributes and whatever it is. Okay, so and you have something called trait editor here. Okay, once you run the code, you'll be able to see everything. Say for example, I need something called red heading. Okay, if I go and change here, it will get automatically updated over here. Okay, so yeah, let's get into elements. Okay, so from the start tag to the end tag, okay, everything is called as an element. Okay, so let's keep it very simple. Just a minute. So this is an element. Okay, so yeah, as I said, h1 is nothing but a header tag. Okay, and in h tag, that is heading tags, there are 6 kinds. Okay, say for example, if you give h6, okay, the size will reduce. Okay, and similarly we have something called, if we h4, the size will be slightly up. Okay, so reducing the number will make the tags a little bit bigger. Okay, that is make the output a little bit bigger. So similarly, paragraph tag. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, from now, so HTML paragraph. Okay, so I have something called style inside the HTML. Okay, so here I have given the color as blue. Okay, if I change the color as red, okay, it will change. Okay, so again, just a minute. So we have several other properties here. Okay, it's just not color. Okay, it's just not only color. We have many properties like background color, and then text color. Okay, and we have a lot actually. Okay, and we can even change these fonts. Say for example, font family of you can see here. Okay, Verdana Courier. Okay, this will change actually. Just click on. You can explore this. Okay, just click and explore this. See here. Okay, so here we have something called, and this is something which is inbuilt in HTML. Okay, so if I put font family 1, okay, this won't work. Okay, so just yeah. So font family is a default attribute of HTML. So we can't change this. And even this is how to say, this is by default. We have a set of font families. Okay, you can explore this. Okay, so yeah. So Verdana is a different font and Courier is a different font. Okay, and similarly we can change the text size. Okay, everything is how to say, inbuilt. Okay, so here if I give something called 600 percentage, okay, so we can see this size getting changed here. Okay, so yeah, so you can just go through the other properties whenever you are free. Okay, so we have something called HTML comments. Okay, this comments run. So this is a comment, okay, but I can't see this line here, okay, in the output. Okay, even if I run this, I can see it. This is just for a reference. For example, when we do coding, okay, when we do write a lot of codes, we need to give an explanation of what is what. Okay, so I maybe need to tell a little more about this paragraph. Okay, what is this paragraph? Okay, what is this paragraph about? Just for an example. Okay, what is this? What is the next line of code about? So comments will help to for the other person to understand the code better. Okay, so I may write code in my own coding style. Okay, so the others may be able to understand that. So in that case, okay, we'll be using these comments. Okay, so HTML colors again. This I said right. So we have something called background color. Okay, you can maybe try this. Okay, you can explore this whenever you are free. Okay, see here. Okay, the background color is darker blue. The background color changes, whereas the text is black. Okay, say if I put the color, just types the color after that property. Okay, we should get the color as white now. Okay, see here, the color becomes white. Okay, so we can add any number of properties to inside the style attribute. Okay. Okay, say, and we use something called links. Okay, this is more important. Even in our application, we use a lot of anchor tags. For example, if you go to our any website, Amazon, okay, we'll be finding this tags. For example, this is like a link. Okay, so say if I give something called Amazon.com, https colon double slash www.amazon.com. Okay, so once I click this, okay, just a minute. Slash. See, it has gone to Amazon. Okay, once I click this. So this is called anchor tag. This is more important actually. Even in my applications these days, in all these days, okay, we use anchor tags. Okay, so anchor tag is nothing but, as I said, okay, it will navigate to the page which we give. Okay, this will actually in a full stack application. Okay, let's go to Amazon to explain this more. Okay, so this will be configured in the anchor tag. Okay, this will go to a new link. You can see this here. Okay, so this process is called routing. Okay, in Angular, once we get into the our project, okay, we'll be viewing this and all. Okay, so what is routing and how it is done. Okay, and all. Okay, so so this is the use of anchor tag. Okay, so if I go to Amazon, let me change it. We need, if we want to make it a little more meaningful. Okay, let's maybe go to Amazon. Okay, so here, if I click on this, okay, the Amazon page will get loaded. Okay, so we have something called images here. Okay, and HTML can even render the image. Okay, so the image can be even a local one. Okay, once we get into our projects, okay, we'll be loading images from our local folders. Okay, or it can be some external links or whatever it is. Okay, so let us try some images. Okay, random Google images. Let's get something else. Okay, let's get this. Let's try this image. Okay, so okay, it's not loading. Okay, but we can use the. I'll show you. Okay, need not worry. Okay, we'll be loading all the images. Okay, so what exactly it does it? Okay, we'll be able to populate the images just like this. Okay, just like that Amazon site. Okay, so just like the Amazon site, we are showing a lot of images, right? So we'll be creating our own images. Okay, using the HTML tags. And if I say HTML tag, okay, it will be Angular HTML. Okay, so it will vary. Angular, we can add a lot more into this HTML. Okay, using Angular. I'll tell everything. Okay, I'll explain you later. Okay, so yeah, we're good to go now. For now. Okay, so explain links and CSS. You can refer these days. Okay, so since the course is a lot into mean stack, I have chosen the, maybe two, maybe one or two classes for this HTML, CSS, and Java. Okay, so but I need you to just go through this. Okay, so that will be helpful for you guys. Okay, so yeah, so you can go through these and all. Okay, so how styles are getting added. Okay, HTML, CSS. Okay, so just let me move on to tables. Okay, so almost with every website we have a table. Okay, so I'll just get into bit elaborate here. Okay, so I'll elaborate this. So you can see this. we have started this HTML. Okay, this looks big. Okay, but you need not worry. Okay, we have started this HTML tag. Okay, we have used something called head. Okay, we can add the style attribute here as well. Okay, using this head. Okay, and I have styled this table by default. For example, I have set this table property. I said you write font family. Okay, and you can ignore this border collapse and all. Okay, and width is nothing but if I put 50%, only half of the screen, that is half of the table will be visible. That is, the table will not occupy the full screen. That's it. Okay, so yeah. Okay, and td and th are nothing but, okay, in the table tag. Okay, we have a table tag. Okay, we will always have a th tag. Okay, th is nothing but the header, the table header, and td is the table rows. Okay, so they have set the border. They have given set the border. Okay, these are all again the properties of HTML or and CSS. Okay, I said you right. We have a lot of properties like font family. Okay, and text underline, that is text decoration and all those things. Okay, and text align as left. Okay, they have set this text align as left. Let me make it as right. Okay, and let's see what happens. See here. Okay, all the text will be moved to the right of the cell. Okay, so this is a table cell. Okay, this is a cell and this is a cell. Okay, this is a row. Okay, and this is a whole table and this is the header. Okay, these are all our rows. So how come this alternate rows are getting colored? Okay, so see, they have written a condition here. Okay, tr nth child. Okay, even if it is even. Okay, they have set the background color. You can ignore this now. Okay, but just I want to tell this. Okay, so what exactly, why you can see, right, because these colors are just slightly bluish. Okay, purple blue. Okay, so yeah, they have set a condition here. Okay, and if I change the background color to red, okay, this should change. See here. Okay, yeah, and inside the table tag. Okay, inside the body. Okay, the head is closed. Okay, I have just they have just added the style attribute. Okay, inside this head. Okay, and they have moved on to body like we saw earlier. Okay, and this is h2. Okay, the tag which I said, the heading tag. Okay, they have something called html table, and then we have the table row attribute. Okay, and the first row. Okay, we have company, contact, and country. Okay, in the next rows we have the table data, that is the table rows. Okay, we have the table data. Okay, and this is something called cell. This is the first cell of the first row, and this is the second cell of the first row, and this is the third cell of the first row. Okay, and we'll be just framing this. That's it. Okay, so the first row will be header. Okay, th, and everything it will be td. Okay, so which means that this is a table header and the rest of the data is table data. Okay, so yeah, tr specifies each and every row. In the first row we'll be specifying the header, and the next rows will be specifying the table data. Okay, guys, clear? And I am audible. And then we will close the body and html. Okay, so this is the table, and we'll be creating a table in Angular next week. Okay, you need not worry much about this HTML. How is Angular different from HTML? Okay, we'll be using the same templates, but it will be quite different. That's it. Okay, it will be even more realistic. Okay, Angular will be even more realistic. We'll learn a lot of things. Okay, guys. So am I audible? I just want a confirmation on that. Is everything fine? Hey, thank you. Okay, and everything is clear, right? Okay, fine. So let's move on to the next part. Okay, so these are all again the properties of tables you can go through. Okay, if you have you just go through, and if you have any queries or any doubts, we can discuss it the next day. Okay, when you say go through, it doesn't mean that you go and learn. Okay, you can, if you have any queries, you can ask me the next day. That's not an issue at all. Okay, for example, if you have any doubts in this table sizes, you can ask me the next day. Well, next day. Okay. It's okay. Sorry, there was some connectivity issues. Okay, yeah. So the div. Okay, okay. So the div is something again, okay, which will be using for how to say splitting few things. Okay, for example, I may just a minute. So to differentiate between two divs, okay. For example, this will be a div, okay, and this will be a div, okay. This will be a div, and this will be a div. Okay, so they usually divs are written, okay, to differentiate or split a group, split. How to say? Um, to explain it in more ways. Okay, so this is a div, guys. Okay, and this will again be a div. Okay, that's it. Okay, just say see here. Okay, so let's get into this again. H1. Okay, this is a H1 tag, and they have something called lorem ipsum. Okay, the div it will move to the next line. Okay, so it will be a separate one, and then the other text. Okay, similar with the paragraph tags as well. Okay, so just a minute. Paragraph is a separate tag. Okay, we can maybe and we can so just apart from this. Okay, guys, okay, let's move on to JavaScript. And if there are any queries in HTML, okay, you can practice this. And if there are any queries in HTML, you can just let me know, okay? So, yeah. So, as I said, JavaScript will make something, okay? As we saw, everything is static here, okay? So, we need to go and change this HTML to change. Okay, so if you want to make something dynamic, okay, so we'll be using JavaScript in that place. Okay, so this is a simple JavaScript program. Okay, let's get into simple codes. Okay, so again, okay, so the H1, we have written the H1 tag, and then in the HTML input, okay, so we have something called button. Okay, we have created a button here. Okay, and the type will be button. Okay, just don't worry about the on click event now. Okay, and it has a message. Okay, and on clicking here, okay, it gets the time. Okay, we wonder how. For example, what exactly happens is, okay, we have something called just a minute. Okay. So we have something called document.getElement by ID. Okay, so what exactly happens is, okay, we have a paragraph tag here. Okay, and the paragraph tag ID is something called demo. Okay, so what I'm literally telling you is once if I click the button, okay, that is I have written the on click event. Okay, there will be a difference in Angular. If you see there, it will be a click event. Okay, the event will be click. Okay, so right now what's happening is on clicking the event I'm telling, okay, in JavaScript everything by default is document. Okay, so whatever code we return, okay, we write, okay, it will be a document. Okay, so a document, keep it simple, it will be like in this whole code, okay, it will search for that particular field. Okay, so document dot get element by ID, again this is a default attribute. Okay, so document, there are again several attributes like this, like we can use class name. Okay, we can use this something called if we use a class here, okay, class is again a property. Okay, we can get that by class. Okay, so for example when a class is used is, say for example there are four paragraph tags. Okay, I'll just copy this. Okay, so when I want all these to be into a single class, I'm going to do a certain operation where all these four needs to be impacted. I can't use the same ID. Okay, mostly we won't use the same ID for different elements. So I'll be using the class. Okay, I'll tell you later about the class. Okay, so right now let's focus on ID. Okay, so what exactly happens is, Okay, document dot get element by id demo dot inner html. Okay, again inner html is a property. Okay, we can maybe wait, I'll get everything for you. Okay, we have a lot of things here. Okay, so I'll send the list, guys. Okay, so the list of tags, whatever we have. Okay, for example, it'll be good in the documentation. I have the documentation. Okay, I'll send you guys. Okay, at the end, before the end of the call. Okay, so yeah, right now let's focus on this. Okay, get element by id. This is a default attribute. Okay, and I'm referring here. Okay, demo. Okay, dot inner html. I'm making this property to. I'm calling it date function. Okay, so the date function is a default function in JavaScript. Okay, where it will display the date. Say now, if I want to change this to maybe say, okay, see, you can see Setu. Okay, and just a moment. Okay, if I change this ID to demo one, this won't work because this will search for this particular ID. Okay, it will search for any element. Now this is an element. Okay, this paragraph tag is an element. It's literally searching for this element by ID. Okay, and it will put that search for that ID, and inside this inner HTML it will put this particular element. Okay, so yeah, we put something called inner text. The input again will be this, output will be the same. Let's try that as well. Oh, okay, so this is one of the tags. And if I say if I use something instead of on click, if I use on click one, again this won't work because this particular JavaScript doesn't know what is how to say HTML or JavaScript doesn't know what is on click one. Okay, so right. So what else we need to cover maybe in JavaScript? Okay, so this is basic. So okay, so let me move to oops. Okay, we'll have one more session tomorrow. Okay, so maybe on different JavaScript tags. Okay, and how to write a function here. Okay, I have less time. Okay, so we'll have one more session tomorrow on the same HTML and JavaScript. Let's discuss on functions. Okay, how to write a function here. Okay, so we have something called we can write something called script tag here. Okay, inside this head, and we'll be doing everything inside the script tag. So script tag literally means that this HTML contains JavaScript. Okay, usually in a proper coding methodology, okay, we won't write inbuilt how to say on click events like this. Okay, so this will be properly declared in a function. Okay, so I'll explain all those maybe tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, let's move to a bit into oops concept now. Okay, so as I said, JavaScript MDN is the is a good site actually. Okay, so in order to just go through the basics of JavaScript. Okay, so you can track any JavaScript with a JavaScript compiler. Okay, so you can just put any JavaScript compiler here. Okay, so in JavaScript, okay, in Java there is something called system.out.println, right? In JavaScript, it is something called console.log. Okay, so what this line is, it just prints the message, similar to our HTML. Okay, it just prints the message. Okay, so let's maybe I'll just explain the basics of JavaScript. Okay, so in Java, if you see, we'll declare using int or string or whatever it is. Okay, in JavaScript, everything is, hey guys, you can understand the flow, right? What's happening? Okay, so we'll be having one more session. Okay, so just you go through
Yes.
this HTML because yeah, we don't have time to go through each and every tags of HTML. Okay, so that's why I've just how to say cut short it. Okay, just explained what is what and how it works. Okay, you just explore more into HTML, and that will be helpful for you as well as for us. Okay, yeah. So I'm going on with JavaScript now. Oh, what does okay, so in JavaScript we can use something called var to declare the keyword. Okay, so var name equal to, let me put okay. So and now if I do a console.log with this name, okay, so the name will be printed as Setu along with the programmers. Okay, so let's try reversing my name. Okay, with a simple code. Okay, guys, you just know about for loops. Even if you know,
Uh,
if you know, it's fine. Else, I'll just explain what is for loop. Okay, and I'll go on with it. Okay. So what for why you need is for loop is, for example, I have a string here. Okay. If I want to perform, okay, an operation where I'll be taking this S first, E second, T at the next, and H and U. Okay, I have to iterate each and every letter. Okay, in case of arrays, it will be different. I'll just show you. Okay, so I less than or less than name dot len I plus plus console dot log. Let's put I first. So what you can see here, okay, so what I have did is, so this I is nothing but the index. Okay, so index starts from 0. Okay, and I have iterated this particular name. Okay, the name field. Okay, I have specified say to here. Okay, and I am just printing the index. So from 0, okay, 0 points to S, and then I have iterated it again. Okay, so let me put it again. Console.log name of C here. Okay, so uh, the first index is 0. Okay, which is yes. See, this is the loop is happening. Okay, the loop iterates the first index, and the first index is yes. Okay, the pointer points to yes, and I can see the yes in the when I search for, when I type name of I, which literally means that name of the index. Okay, so the name, okay, which points to Setu, okay, in that index is 0. Okay, so here, okay, it will be literally console.log 0 and console.log name of 0. Okay, which is yes, and that yes is getting printed here. Okay, and similarly it will iterate the second one, that is the flow will go to 1. Okay, and the next letter is E. Okay, that is getting printed here. Okay, and 2 3 4. Okay, Sethu. Okay, got it, guys. And if I, for example, if I want this in a single line, okay, what I can do is I can just put a comma, or I can just concatenate. So see here, 0 stands for S, 1 stands for E. I have left a space here. Okay, if I didn't leave a space, okay, it will be like 0S. Okay, so this part is called string concatenation. Okay, this is all very again very basics of coding. Okay, so this is called string concatenation. Okay, where I am concatenating this particular index, and then I am just concatenating maybe a space. Okay, and then the name, that is the letter of the name. Okay, so that's it. Okay, this is looping. Okay, here we are looping. Here I'm looking each and every letter. Okay, say you should have heard about what is an array. Okay, so let me declare another variable. Okay, and here I'll be having a set of names. Okay, array is a set of data, that's it. Okay, say Setu, Aditi, and then J. Okay. So now let's go and try to iterate this particular array. Okay. So okay. So let is something, but I'll explain Warren. Let post this one. Okay. So console.log I. Okay. So this will be I'll be iterating the array here. Okay. Array.length array of 5. Let's see what happens. See here. You can see this. Setu, Aditi, and Jay are getting printed. Okay, because this is an array, and the zeroth element will be this one, and the first element will be this one, and the second one will be this. So while iterating, it will just check for the first index, and it will point to Setu, and the next index it will point to Aditi, and the third index it will go to J. Got it, guys? Okay, so these loops and all you can learn it from the MDN. Okay, so what is a loop? Okay, what is a for loop? Okay, how it works? Okay, so that will be how to say yeah, we can this will help you understand the future coding. That is what you are going to do in the future very easily. Okay, so arrays. Okay, so JavaScript has something called objects. Okay, so this is all again basics of basic oops concept. Okay, for example, Varajat, I'm putting something called name Setu, and then my ID is 1. Okay, so what it really means is the object's name is Setu and the ID is 1. Okay, so suppose if I need only the name, so see here, only Setu gets printed. Okay, so which literally means that the object dot is something that we reference. Okay, object dot name is equal to Setu, so that's getting printed here. Okay, so you can use this particular website. Okay, so to view all the basics, just go into this complete beginners. Okay, so I'll share this doc as well. Guys, you can take it. You can note it down. Okay. Okay. So yeah, just a minute. Just refresh button screen. Okay. So shall we try just reversing this name? Okay. So I need to change this loop here. Okay. So what I need to do is name. Okay. That is the name dot. Okay. This index and all we need to practice. Okay. Okay. Then 0. Console.log. Let's see what exactly happens. Okay. So see here. Okay, so the string is getting printed in reverse. Okay, if you want to store this as a single string, okay, so we use some we need to declare one more variable, maybe bar reverse string equal to dash one minute. Okay, so reverse string equal to this string plus of. I'll explain the code once it's compiled. Okay, so console.log. Okay, So let's put it outside the for loop. Okay, so we'll concatenate it maybe to differentiate the code with the other one. Reverse string is plus reverse string. So you can see the string getting reversed here, right? Okay, so what's exactly happening is now earlier I iterated from the index of 0. Okay, if you saw the code, you should have known it. Earlier I iterated from 0. Now I'm iterating it from the last index. That is name.length minus 1. Okay, so which literally means that the name.length is 0, 1. Sorry, the length will always start from 1. Okay, the index will start from 0. Okay, so name.length is 5. Okay, 5 minus 1 literally equals to 4. Okay, from 4, what I'm doing is I'm iterating to 0, and this time I'm using minus minus instead of plus. Okay, so earlier, okay, while I printed this, okay, I used I equal to 0 and then I less than or equal to length, and I use I plus plus. Now it's exactly the reverse. Okay, and what exactly I'm doing is, okay, I'm storing the string. Okay, so for example, what in the first loop, what will happen is, okay, I'm commenting the other codes just for the reference. Okay, I'll comment the other console log so that you guys don't get confused. Okay, so to add a comment, you just need to put a double slash. Okay, in JavaScript. So the first iteration of the loop, okay, the string name is u. Oh, okay, and I'm storing this particular name. Okay, the first it will be before the start of the loop, the reverse string will be an empty string. Okay, and then once it gets into the loop, okay, the first string will be u. Okay, and which is equal to, it will be like, how to say, I'll put a comment here. Okay, reverse equal to reverse plus the string u. So the reverse string, when it enters the next iteration, okay, it will contain the string u. Okay, and then it will go again to the loop. Okay, it will get the name of I, which is h. Okay, and it will add this u to the this h to the u. Okay, so this will be the next iteration. Okay, it will already contain the string u. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm concatenating this particular u with h, the next string. So u plus h, when it concatenated, it becomes uh, and it will get printed. Okay. So, for example, I want to stop this. Okay, let's leave it. Okay, maybe continue with the next one. Okay, so that you guys don't get confused. Okay. So, guys, till now, okay. So this is again a very basic. Okay, so I've sent you the site. Okay, both the HTML and W3 schools as well as this JavaScript. Okay, so just go through and we'll continue tomorrow. Okay, we'll have probably one or two more sessions on this to just get to just understand, make you understand how to code and what is coding. Okay, so we'll try even more things like this. Okay, and then we'll proceed to mean stack. What do you guys say? Or if you want to start with me, maybe day after tomorrow, I can start it. That's not an issue for me. Okay, whichever is better. Okay, so it's up to you guys.
Yeah, no issues, sir, with that. I just wanted to ask that, you will be taking up the DOM, all those asynchronous, these areas will be covered, correct?
Hey, pardon, can you type in the chat? Your voice is little slightly breaking for me. You can type in the chat. And Aditi, you can even post your own queries if you have anything. Sure. I'll be covering the DOM. Don't worry. Actually, I started the DOM today. Okay, but I just saw the time. It was around 9:37 to 9:40, so I stopped it. Okay. So you have something called document, right? So that is nothing but your DOM. Okay, I started explaining the document dot. We have something called get element by ID, right? So that will be it. Okay, so I'll explain it tomorrow. Okay, no issues. And async and yeah, of course we'll be using Visual Studio Code. Okay, so yeah, so in order to just go through with HTML and the JavaScript, I use the online compiler. Okay, so we'll be using the Visual Studio Code. I guess I showed you yesterday. Okay, so we'll be using Visual Studio Code for everything. Okay, when we start main stack, it will be always VS Code. Okay, we'll be having two tabs here, one for Angular and one for Node, and we'll be running the servers either with VS Code. We can use the VS Code terminal to run the server, or we can use a separate command prompt. Okay, so Visual Studio Code will be our ID. Async. Okay, async. What exactly you want about async? Okay, async await or what it is. Okay, async in the sense there are a lot of asyncs. Okay, whatever you want, guys. Okay, for example, I have planned for a maybe a login page. Okay, we'll start up with the login page. Okay, and then we'll develop some kind of a single page dashboard. Okay, okay. I'll let you know. Okay, I'll explain about the async sync or whatever it is in a coding perspective. Don't worry. Okay, I will do tomorrow. And project, as I said, okay, we'll be probably having a login page and then we'll get into a dashboard. Okay, once the user logs in, okay, and we'll have a register option as well. Okay, only so we'll be configuring such that once we register, okay, we'll save the data to the database, and only the data which is the users who have registered, okay, can log into the portal. So we'll develop that kind of authentication portal. Okay, and maybe if time permits, we'll just get into a practical demonstration of JWT as well. Okay, we have something called JSON Web Tokens. I'll explain everything in detail. Okay, so JSON Web Tokens, what it does is once a user logs in, okay, will be automatically logged out after 10 to 15 minutes, right? Okay, so in any portal, even in your Amazon or Book My Show or whatever it is, okay, so it will be automatically logged out after 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so how do the code knows when the user has logged in and when the user has logged out? Okay, so we have something called JWT. Okay, mostly web developers use JWT, but apart from that we have many things. Okay, so, like passport authentication, we have something called passport.js. If you google, you can learn it. Okay, passport.js, and we have a lot more actually. Okay, OAuth authentication. Okay, but JWT is the majorly used one. Okay, so what exactly happens is once we log in, okay, we get a token. Okay, and the token is retrieved from backend. Okay, which contains our user data. Okay, and that token will be validated throughout our session, and once it crosses the expiry time, we'll be automatically logged out. Okay, so we'll get into all these things. Okay, guys, if you are good, I'll stop the recording.